Yo, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I am glad that you're able to join me this evening. I am your host, Ed Honcho. This chair's gonna fucking come apart and I'm gonna fall live on the stream. It's gonna be my fault and it's gonna be funny. But I'm glad you could join me this evening, man, in the den where the best conversations on the planet happen. Um, So all you wonderful people, I hope that you're doing well. What's today, Wednesday? Let's make it a wonderful Wednesday. We're going to cap off the evening. Well, if you're Central Time, we'll take this thing to midnight. Um, we're going to talk about black female role models, right? You're probably like, Honcho, why so damn specific? And in reality, it's because of what is represented and the way people are reacting to some media that has been released. I guess the WAP. And again, here's the thing: like I still haven't even heard the song. Other than I've only heard the Ben Shapiro version. Like seriously, so that's like all I know of the song is the Ben Shapiro version. And I know I've seen like clips of the video and stills of the video, right? And so, but this thing is being pushed as some form of women's empowerment movement. And, come on, man. Like, if y'all don't see the fucking agenda, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, they want you guys to be miserable. We're going to talk about that. And then, I'm going to try to write that down. Just had a good topic idea. But, and then, like I say, after that, how we do after the stream, we will slide into the Discord and have some good old conversation like we always do. But let's see what we got joining us this evening. And let's get into it. Let's get into it after that. And I promise I won't talk too long. Again, I apologize. I'm looking for like something here. Yeah, right. All right. I gotta write this down because I forget it. Y'all know I forget every fucking thing. Because this is actually gonna be a good topic. All right. Okay, I'm done. Let's see what we got joining us this evening, man, and let's get into it, man. And we're gonna talk about it, right? And we're gonna talk about a few angles, and then we're going to open it up, and we'll take some calls, right? Doodly. D the Gamma, what's the motherfucker? I'm sorry, excuse me. D the Gamma, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? The lovely Miss Jacera, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? Miss Bell, hope all is well. How are you doing tonight, ma'am? Jason S, dude, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Charlotte Tony, how you doing this evening? I hope all is well. 17, what's the motherfucking deal? Only the D. That's what she said. Motherfucker. Well, what's up, 17? Heidi. Frost, what's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening, sir? Cultured, aka the Don of the Discord. Miss Jackie, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? And let's see if I missed you. I ain't miss you. You know it's all love around here. Um, See, but it's like this. It's like I get what you said about like the United States or whatever, but it's like the Ohio State University. You know, the motherfuckers do that shit before a fucking football game. It sounds really good, doesn't really make a difference. That's what it's like. The Den. Um, but again, I hope all of y'all are doing well this evening. So I was looking, I was thinking, I was looking, and just thinking to myself, right? we were actually having a conversation, and it was a conversation that was taking place in the Discord. And if you're just not there, you're just not there. You just kind of miss it, right? I mean, there's just like no way to record. There's no way to like, and there's some just amazing conversations that take place. And so we were having a certain conversation. Who was there doesn't matter. What was said doesn't necessarily matter. But I got to thinking about black women and how they're represented and why, right? And then I forgot what I was looking for, but I stumbled across, I want to say Trill sent me one, but then I saw some other things. And about people talking about how this song is women's liberation, how this song is empowerment for women. And I'm like, bitches must be dumb. Like, how in the fuck is this wet ass pussy? Some shit you're born with. What are you empowered by? Like, what are you? Like, how stupid are people, right? Because here's my thing. Women sit here and say, man, don't objectify us, don't do this, don't do that, don't treat us like, we have feelings too, we matter. And these are all true. These things are all factual. I'm not dismissing women having feelings, opinions, and, anything of the like. They are human beings. But when you go and do the exact same thing, if a man raps some shit about a woman having a big ass and doing what some people may call grotesque, I may call it run-of-the-mill stuff in the music. And people get upset, he's misogynistic. How dare he? He's offensive. But then women will make a song basically saying the exact same thing, just from a different point of view, an alternative perspective. And it's A-okay. It's the same thing like when we talk about the double standards between certain people using certain words, certain people in certain places, just, how people are treated differently or how people respond differently to the same thing being said or done, but because of who is saying it or who is doing it, gives it a different impact, right? So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, God, this is probably the dumbest thing I've heard all year, right? And 2020 has been a crazy year. Been a lot of crazy stuff happening. Corona's fucking stuff up, right? But here's the thing. This WAP shit might be worse than the Rona, right? Because eventually they're going to find a way to deal with it. It's probably already a way. They're just stalling them out just to make you feel a certain way. But we're not going to get into conspiracy theories tonight. Maybe in the Discord. But this is a mindset that's going to permeate women for generations. And with this mindset, it's not liberation for women, it's losing for women. Encouraging women to be promiscuous, encouraging women to, use what they got to get what they want. And again, other women are co-signing. This is other women saying this more so. Like, men are just like, did you see the bitches in the video? But they're not like, yeah, go women, you guys are finding me. Like, it's not like suffrage or something, you know what I'm saying? It's women that are like, this is just so empowering. We're walking around naked. Like, why, when women want empowerment, they're always getting fucking naked? Like, you sit here and say, don't degrade me, don't, minimize me down on my body. But then when something happens, or women want change, like, that's the first thing they're doing is like jumping out and getting naked somewhere. It's crazy shit. But again, I'm saying all this down to come back to black women because the WAP thing is super hot right now. And you say, well, Cardi B's not really black, Honcho. I know, right? But yet, she's a role model for black women. Young black girls are looking up to these female rappers who are encouraging them to whore themselves out and to do all this other shit while, eventually they sit at home married or they have boyfriends or something. I'm sure they had their way around the industry. But, you know, and they're encouraging these young girls to go out and hot girl summer and do all this other stuff, right? To engage in activities that are going to leave them with permanent consequences. If not, you know, a child, if not some form of permanent STD, you're going to go through, because again, like when it comes to like all the fucking and ducking, like women are not built to have those types of partners, to have like the multiple partners. Like you can say it and they do it, but women are not like built for that because you guys are too emotionally attached to things. Like I'm willing to bet that even the most promiscuous of women, I won't say the most promiscuous, they're probably paid sex workers, so they don't give a shit. But if we're talking about like normal women, and maybe nights of blackout drunkenness and something like that, you know, remember something about each of the partners that they've been with. And have some, I'm not going to say they have some small attachment, you know, crazy things happen, but like there's an attachment there. And I'm not saying it's love. It could be a slight something, but it's something. You know, you're letting somebody inside of you. So there's a different thing when you're having all these multiple partners. Women, they lose a little bit of themselves every time they do that. Men, on the other hand, don't respond that way. You know, it's different. The emotions are not into it like that. Unless it's somebody like you really care about, then that's different. But I'm saying all this to say, like, you're encouraging these women, these young girls, to have this stupid ass behavior. And then I'm going to be honest, like a lot of the older women are in doing it too, like because thanks to social media and the internet and stuff, like you have old women trying to compete with young women, right? And so they're doing the goofy shit now, like should be older and be much more sensible, but they're not, right? And again, I'm not talking about the den ladies because you guys are all wonderful, amazing, smart, intelligent, capable, understanding, and lovely. The cherry on top women. But my thing is just like, so what do you do to counteract all of this? Like, what do you do to fix it? If you're getting blasted from every angle, no pun intended, with Cardi B and WAP and, you know, the stallion, the man horse woman, which just questions. And all of this stuff, like I say, this is influencing the kids. Whether you believe it or not, you know, all it takes is that one parent that just, you know, it's not that big a deal or whatever. And, you know, your kid hangs out with that kid, right? And they start hearing that shit. They start getting influenced by that shit. That kid start acting a certain way. Like, and when you're encouraging, like, oh, go girl, you're just like, you're pumping this stuff up. You're encouraging them to do these things. And then what happens is, once they do all of this shit, it ends up being, you know, or once they've tried to be promiscuous in the same manner as men, and they realize that they're not built like that, then it becomes men ain't shit, you know, and this hatred for men. When generally, you know, there's other women that encourage them to do it. But I'm saying, but to counteract all this, what do you do? Well, you need positive role models. You need something that represents what's right, something that represents decency. And I really just got to thinking, you know, across the board in other areas and in other races and demographics, I think you can find a multitude of them if we're talking about what's promoted in the mainstream. Because let's be honest, we can look for the nooks and crannies, and we can look in various corners of the internet, and you can be like, oh, well, there's somebody. You know, you got to do a little digging, and you can find somebody to fit in it everything narrative you're looking for, right? But I'm talking about what's pushed out into the mainstream, pushed out into the forefront, and why. So I'm just really thinking, like, what is promoted in America as a positive black role model for women, or young women, young ladies, or whatever it may be, right? Because most of the shit that I see is something along the lines of promoting some, again, promiscuous lifestyle. And let's be honest, of all communities, we're the last community that needs that. Like, it's already rampant with, you know, single motherhood and you know, just the lack of family structure, crime, and all this. And I think that all originates with family. I think that's very important. And you're encouraging women to be promiscuous and do all of these things that end up increasing the likelihood of that. That's very damaging. Um, and so I just got to thinking, like, and it was really hard to find some good ones. Like, and I know someone mentioned like who was the chick, Angela Stanton King, and say I know somebody probably mentioned Candace Owens. My feelings are kind of here and there on Candace Owens. I know a lot of people like Candace Owens. It's just something I can't put my finger on about Candace Owens that I'm not really keen on, that I don't care for. I'm not knocking it, don't hate anything about it, but it's just something about Candace Owens that doesn't feel genuine, and I tend to feel like I'm pretty my spidey senses tend to be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing too. And so you look around, you think maybe like who's the what's the chick's name? Simone Biles, or you think about no, that's is that the one that I think she's the one that didn't. She was the one that was adopted, or was that the other one, the Douglas? Who was the one that was her mom? I think was on drugs. I think she was adopted. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I think I'm Rosa Parks sometimes. I'm not moving out of this seat right here for a white man. I won't do it. So I'm kind of like Rosa Parks. OJ is absolutely innocent. But and so that's what I wanna kind of get into. And generally, there's always two or three uh, black women who watch this show at any given time. And I'm calling y'all out, right? I'm calling y'all out because I want to know. I want to know, but I want to know what you consider to be a positive black female role model in society. I know some would probably reference Michelle Obama. And again, dismissing the political aspect, but educated. But she said something off the wall one time, right? But I guess it is what it is. But I think Miss Michelle Obama was asked if she could be anybody, who would she be? She said Beyonce. And at one point I was just like, wow, you're like the president's wife, you're the first lady, you got all this stuff, you've done pretty good for yourself for whatever your goals in life are. And to be anybody else, to be anything else, you would be Beyonce. But then I think about it, I mean, I guess, it's probably one of the most notable figures in the world. So maybe I guess on that level of being an entertainer, maybe they have crowds cheering for you or something. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty fucking stupid. Like wow, goddamn, probably the most, I guess you wouldn't say most powerful. I don't know if Oprah's powerful. She's just rich. Um, no money buys power. So, but like I said, a powerful black woman and she wants to be fucking Beyonce. Like I thought that was a fucking joke. Like to me, that was some crazy shit to say. It just made me look at it differently. Um, is Beyonce a positive role model? You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people have a lot of views. I don't think like musicians and entertainers to me, like in the black community, athletes too, like are the worst, right? Because that's almost it's not all you have, but it's all you push to the forefront. And so even when looking at this, like outside of that, what option do you have? So, um, with that being said, and again, it is the den. If you got something else in your mind that you want to speak on, feel free. But I feel like I'm missing something. I know it's going to happen. I'm going to think of it here in a minute. But let's open up the line. Feeling good, feeling fine. Do 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 do. hardest job being a mom when she's not a mom, a job she's never held and has no interest in holding. But again, like I say, even those people, like where are the Claire Huxtables, right? Where's the real life Claire Huxtable? You know what I'm saying? Like where are those at? And then I don't know, man. I don't like I said. I've been debating the whole Twitch thing. I'm gonna play it one day, maybe this weekend. Also, oh. So I was thinking, yeah, that's what it was. So I was thinking, right? This is what we're gonna do, and I know more people that aren't in here, so I'll mention it a couple times. So maybe not this weekend, maybe next weekend. Maybe I say fuck it and do it this weekend. Uh, so still, the Rona is a thing, and it's thrown a monkey wrench in a lot of stuff, right? So I'm thinking we have a digital den meet and greet, right? In the greatest place on earth, the goddamn Discord. Um, because you have the ability, like I say, to kind of like a group chat, like I say, with several people at once. Um, so we're gonna do something, but to participate, you're going to have to you're gonna have to be want to be on camera like everybody else. Uh, how to be a soft sports NFL without a season? Oh man, I have a strategy for that. A VR headset. That's something I'm interested in. I have been interested in VR. I don't know. I'm gonna start off with one of them little things that you just put your phone in. See how that works. Then we'll work our way up. Let me see. That would actually be pretty cool, right? I'm gonna be honest though. We got some folks who I think would like to attend any Danish meet and greet. Might not be VR tech savvy. How is that, man? Yeah, I'm talking about bullshit VR. I ain't got the Oculus. What's on the Oculus? We'll talk about this. We'll take this to a whole different conversation. So again, let's get into it. Let me open up the line. It's be a very interesting conversation. Um, I'm gonna start doing the podcast again. Okay. The podcast, I guess, that actually appears on like Spotify and stuff, because it's weird. Like when I talk to people, some people call like this a podcast, right? To me, when I think podcast, I don't know why I always think audio only, but I guess like what Joe Rogan does and all that stuff. So it's like video too. So I guess it is maybe a podcast with the frequency of it. I don't know. It's weird. I'll figure this thing out here. Figure out these technicals. Let's call it streaming. But yeah, with the podcast, back on Spotify, I'm gonna start doing those dilly dallies again. All right, so while I'm getting everything. Oh, hold on one second. I know exactly what I need to do before we do anything else. Don't nobody call, don't nobody do a damn thing. All right, cool. All right, there we go. All right, now, we're good to go. Line is open, but I'm going to do something a little bit special here as I see something. This is how we kick it off. This is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? Because I call folks too.
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
Who this is?
You call me.
Hold on one second. But I hate that shit motherfucker call you and put you on hold. Uh, this is Carl. This is Carl from Home Depot. I'm looking for Rashida.
Well, if you had answered my call first time I called in, shit, I know who it was. What up, man?
See what it was. Well, I saw that you had several missed calls, so I said, okay, I will be polite and return Miss Rashida's call. She seems as though she's actively trying to participate in the conversation. So, I want to know your thoughts. What do you believe? Who do you believe, Miss Rashida? For those who do not know, who do you believe is a positive black female role model that is being promoted today in the mainstream?
Hell, I don't think nobody really that is like actively promoted.
Okay. So
I
nobody's.
mean, it's black. There are black women that you can look to as role models, but like being actively promoted, I don't see none.
Do you think that people actively promote entertainers like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion?
They promote themselves. They out there trying to make money and sell their music.
But do you think
Now,
people?
if you choose to follow them, that's your business. That's for sure.
Okay. But do you believe that children are influenced by what they do, or the youth?
I feel whatever go on in your home is your fault. If you choose to allow your child to listen to Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, then you the one with the problem.
Would you say
Because a lot
that?
of times, wait, let me finish this thing I'm saying right now.
Okay.
Like a lot of times, my nephews they try to listen to their music with their headphones on. I say, let me hear what you're listening to. 'Cause I'm not going for all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what you're listening to. Now, when I walk away, now if they sneak and listen to something, hey, I can't really do too much about that. I ain't gonna keep. I got my own thing to do. I ain't got time to keep following up behind them. But they know what I approve of and what I don't approve of. And then I heard like young girls was on TikTok dancing to Cardi B and shit. First of all, why is a 12 to 14-year-old uploading videos and shit on TikTok? Parents need to be more aware of what their kids got going on.
But what I'm saying is,
Hello?
yeah, I'm listening. I'm here.
Go ahead.
So would you say that in America that there is a problem with the amount of single parents in this country?
I would rather be raised in a single parent household than in a household with two people that don't get along and it's toxic.
But I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, would you
Because
say that there is
it depends. Not necessarily. It depends on how active that absentee parent is, because the person could be absentee but still active in the child life. Now, if the single person is just single without the other person involved, then I would say yes, that's the problem.
Okay. Would you say that there are a large number of single parents in America?
Hell, I don't know. I don't knock on everybody's door and see who in there. Shit, I mean, I don't think I go by the statistics and shit. I guess. I mean, if you go by the statistics, then yeah.
Okay. If we go by the statistics, then you say yeah. Okay. Do you believe a lot of these single parents work?
Yeah.
How old do you think a kid should be before they get a cell phone?
At least in high school.
In high school. How old do you think a kid should be before they can stay by themselves?
That means high school age.
So you say even if it was to be for, let's say, just say something like 4 or 5 hours, that they should be at least high school age before they stay by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think high school kids are impressionable?
Of course.
So
But if the parent laid the right groundwork, then their child should be doing what they're supposed to do, whether the parent does or not.
do you think kids listen to their parents more or listen to other kids more?
Of course, they listen to other kids more. But that's why you got to manage who your kids are. The best you can.
So say you have one of these working single parents with a daughter in high school. You know, they work late, so the kid gets home, you know, maybe by themselves. They have a cell phone. They have access to the internet at the house. But you raised a good kid up to that point. But I mean, you like you said, you can't be 24-hour supervised, especially if you're not there and you're working. You know, to make sure to keep a roof over their heads.
That's why I would try to work. That's why I would try to work first shift, so they wouldn't be at home that long by themselves.
I mean, I understand that. I understand. You know, sometimes those options aren't available. You know, sometimes you got to work multiple jobs. Maybe you work in a couple of jobs that don't pay enough, so maybe you're working more than one shift a day. You know, that could be a possibility. But my thing is,
Well,
like
then
you
you
said,
should get child support from the other parent. That way, you wouldn't have to be working 2 and 3 jobs.
but what if I have ambitions and I want to provide the very best, even if I am getting child support, even if they are getting child support, and they want to be able to make more money on top of that because they want to provide their child with the very best life that they can. So they work.
Well, that's when you get your side hustle on, where you can work from home.
Okay.
So,
Rashida, you're being ridiculous. So, look, I'm still with the
Who
damn
said
thing.
that?
Huh? Who said what?
Who said I'm being ridiculous?
I'm saying you're being ridiculous.
Papa didn't go.
My fault. I've been, I feel like I'm in the damn thing. I'm in the damn chat and forgot I'm in the had the sound on. Oh, you're being ridiculous. 'Cause you know what I'm going to get to, but you're definitely.
I already saw where you was going a long time ago.
I know, and so I was just seeing how long you was gonna continue to try to, circumvent.
I'm way old. I'm older than you, boo. So
I know. You know, I was just seeing how long we were gonna play this game. You know how we were gonna.
Right, exactly. So you might as well just move along.
Because the thing is you're proving my point because you want to avoid going there because if we get there, then you're gonna have to admit that what I'm gonna say is correct.
Now you want me to admit something that I don't agree with, and I ain't gonna admit to that. So
But I'm not.
you might as well try to look. That point is done. Dead.
But just because
so you might as well try to
because
your
you
point.
don't agree with it, it doesn't mean that it's not true, or that it's not real, or that it's not happening, or that it's not actual.
But like I said, at the end of the day, as a parent, you need to have more control over what's going on with your child.
But you know what? What about the beginning of the day, Rashida?
Even if you can't be there 24/7.
But what about the beginning of the day? That's the end of the day. It's too late. End of the day is too late. Next day, we move
But
on.
these young kids aren't the ones buying the music. These are grown ass women buying the music.
What do you mean
So
the kids
they-
ain't buying the music? You don't have to buy music anymore. You got a Spotify subscription. You got an Apple Music subscription. It comes free
But
with your phone.
She's doing the entertainment to sell music. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So the people purchasing her music are the issue.
Okay, so you say the people who support this or these. So if people didn't support
And I also want to say that you need to leave Cardi B alone because she's not the one. She's not the first one that started this sex and music. This shit started a long time ago.
Well, guess
Did we
what?
forget Lil Kim?
She's the face of it now. But,
Her whole damn album was full of sex.
But things were more manageable back then. You had to have a physical cassette. Like you had to have a physical CD, huh?
Did we forget about 2 Live Crew? Pop that cooch, hey, pop that
Again,
cooch,
but you had to have
pop
physical,
cooch.
like they had explicit content labels. You had to go and take the risk of trying. Of course, the stores didn't stop you, but you couldn't just hop on and stream and click, yeah, I'm 18 and get to listen to what you wanted to.
But
so the
you
children had less
remember
access to it.
They tried to censor Uncle Luke, and he went to court, and he won, so he was able to do his
I'm glad that he won, and I'm sure the strip club owners are happy too.
Remember his song, "Me So Horny."
Yes.
Me So Horny.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I
things.
got
It's
I
a
got in
lot of
trouble for
music
singing
that
that
do.
song at a very young age in a car with my mom and grandma.
And the other point I want to make, because I'm about to get off of here.
You ain't going
Um,
nowhere. Nah, you ain't going nowhere. We got some arguing to do.
Wait, okay, let me say this. See, it's a double standard in music. And that's why some of these women out there trying to make it like doing that kind of shit is liberate for women. Because the men do it and don't nobody say shit. Like they feel like if a male rapper had put out WAP, nobody would have made a big fuss. But because she's a woman and everything, and they feel like women shouldn't be out there saying that kind of stuff. And then trying to claim the word hoe as a liberating word, because I don't know if you even listened to the whole song. In the background, it was saying, there's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes in this house. You know what I'm saying? Like putting the label as a hoe on themselves as being liberated. I'm like, oh, okay, if that's what y'all want to do, y'all go
Rashida.
right ahead.
Okay, Rashida. Now you are a sensible woman. Are you buying that bullshit?
I'm a hoe. That's what I am.
Are you hoeing now?
Yeah, I'm hoeing.
Okay.
But that's the new word. That's the new word for a liberated woman. So I'm a hoe.
So you're telling me that it's okay for me to now go up to random women on the street and just say, "Hey, ho," and that's a good thing?
Yeah. As long as you mean it. As long as you mean it as a term of endearment.
Okay. I'm gonna go to
now.
Yeah.
All women don't want to be called that.
So you said all women don't want to be liberated?
Look, I'm trying to say that all women don't prescribe to that. So you doing that at your own risk.
But why does it have to be a risk? If the hoes in the house will do it, why I can't do it?
It's the same way with some black people don't want to be called niggas. You do it at your own risk.
I don't like this double standard. I see why the white people who don't get to say the N-word are angry. I want to be able to call y'all some hoes. If y'all some hoes and y'all liberating, I want to liberate the hoes too.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
But again, like I say, all that shit sounds good.
You know for yourself, I don't prescribe to all that kind of rap.
But that's what I'm saying. So like,
I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point at how fucking stupid it sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's people that agree with this shit, and what can you do about it?
But that's my thing. It's like, what is going on? Why do you think that people are actually buying into this bullshit? Like, what is?
I already explained that. I told you about the double standard.
But
Cardi B said that when she make non-sexual music, it don't sell. She is in the game to make money. She is in the game. She is in this game to make money. Don't you think that song got a lot of attention?
Okay, but who do you think is buying this music? Who do you think is really buying the Cardi B music?
Probably the type of women that emulate her same attitude and behavior. Because I don't think a woman like Oprah is listening to it, or a woman that got something really. I mean, I don't know how to say it, but like a woman that on her shit. I don't think she is really thinking that's something that she wanted. I listened to the song, hey, it was. I took it for what it was, and I moved on because I don't really like music like that. I don't like music that's all that sexual, and I don't like music.
You can't sell me that bullshit. Look, I wasn't gonna tell nobody, right? The other night, everybody was out of the Discord. I had my mic off. I was still working. Y'all may not have noticed, but Rashida was on the video chat twerking. She dropped the phone. Yeah, so y'all know. Wow. So I heard the Cardi B in the background. You feel me? I wasn't gonna tell nobody, but you over here perpetrating like you don't listen to that kind of music. I know you listen to that shit.
No, I did listen to it for research purposes because I wanted to know what the big deal was.
Oh, okay.
But when Lil Kim was out, I didn't listen to Lil Kim either. I told you I don't like that kind of music.
Why not?
Because I don't. They're too sexual.
Do you think that there's a time and a place for that kind of music?
Even when I'm by myself, I don't listen to it.
But I'm saying,
No, not for me.
but I'm
But
just saying for
I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm not gonna say just because it's not for me, it's not for somebody else, and I'm not gonna judge them for what they want to listen to. If you want to listen to it, that's your girl. You want to pop that coochie, so why? Hey, go ahead, do you? But it ain't for kids. Period. I don't like that. I don't like young black girls out there twerking and popping their coochie to why. I don't like that shit. No, I don't.
well, I mean, like,
I don't like them thinking. I don't like them thinking it's okay to just be some reckless hoe out here in the streets. You know
but
what
it's
I'm saying? I don't like
liberating. It's
no.
liberating. But that's what I'm saying though. But these are people being pushed to the forefront as role models. Like, so who is the alternative? Like you said that you don't feel like there's any role models being, promoted. Who do you feel like would be a good role model for young black women or black women as a whole to, emulate,
I
pay
think
attention to?
you know what they wouldn't even be famous. They would be the entrepreneurial women.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The women that had their own business, like women that had their own hair shop or they had their own nail shop, or the ones that just out there grinding, making their money. You know what I'm saying? And just working in the corporate world or working, just working. Working not twerking.
Working, not twerking. God damn, that's what I'm talking about. You need to go ahead and trademark that shit, Rashid. I'm with it.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I just
You
want
know, but
15%.
it's like every time I call in on the den, I come up with some shit. I don't know that. That's crazy.
Because I'm telling you, it's just the conversation get to sparking ideas. The brain power get to firing off, and then start to get extra creative. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think I need to get some extra pistachios for that.
Let's not go too far. I mean, we were on the right track, and now we just kind of derailed a little bit. But I like the spirit. Okay. So is there any specific entrepreneur in mind that you would say, or is there somebody that you notice maybe that you pay attention to that you might recommend to anybody who would be listening?
Let me see. Oh, like Carol's daughter. She had the beauty, the hair stuff.
But she
For
sold it,
black
didn't she?
women. Yeah, well, when she had it. Yeah, she did. Look, I was hoping you didn't know. I knew she sold it, but I was
Yeah.
hoping you didn't know.
Look, hey,
I'm just
look.
saying.
I don't got all this hair for nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a little
I'm just
something.
saying. You don't know about everything, but then you know that. I'm like,
Look. I got natural hair. I fool with natural women, so I got to know something. You know what I'm talking about? I got to know a little something what's going on in the game.
And there's this other woman. See, I'm not good with names. There's this other woman. She has her own makeup line, especially for black women. Oh, what about the little girl that sell the lemonade? Trill know who I'm talking about. The little black girl sell the lemonade.
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
honey lemonade.
Yeah, but I don't know her name. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, right. Her. And then it was another young black girl. She started a business that sell natural products for your skin. You know what I'm saying? Like people like that. But, they don't get the kind of promotion like a Cardi B or a Meg Stallion.
No, I would agree with that. I don't think black business owners get the proper promotion. I think you got a lot of
But
haters.
we can't just look out for the young black girl without looking out for the young black men, because we need to stop with these thug life images rappers too.
Yeah, I agree, but I honestly feel like there may be more positive imagery for men. Like, 'cause even when you talk about like rappers and things that are profile, you actually have conscious rapper people or men who ain't on the fuckery that get promoted. Like with black women, it has to be overly sexualized, or else it ain't getting no play. Or it's not even just talking about like music. It just seems like everything. And then even some of the women who aren't doing like sexual shit, they kind of, again, like think about, well, who are they? Even though I guess they're actors or whatever, but like the housewives, they're all supposed to have businesses and shit and be professionals. But even them, they get on there and they act like fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying? For the camera,
Yeah,
that's a terrible fucking role model. Like you're supposed to be a professional, and you're showing that these young girls, and even black persons act like fucking hood rats. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you do know,
and that enables them to make them think,
you
well, this
do
is just
know that
normal
is what
behavior.
sells.
Hmm?
You do know that is what sells, that drama sells, and
No,
they
no,
just act regular.
oh,
Don't nobody tune into that shit, and then they can lose their job. They out there to make money. They ain't thinking about if they being role models for your kids or not. That's why I said,
no, I
at the
get it.
same
Like, but here's my thing, though, and I understand that. I get it. Like, get your money. Nobody, like Charles Barkley said, I ain't your role model. I ain't no, that ain't my job. Like, I'm not a role model. I don't encourage anybody to do anything that I do. So I get that, but at the same time, I'm just saying, and you're right. It's the people that are buying the music. But what does that say about the people? That if this
But
is
that's
like the
their
number
choice
one
at the
thing.
end of the day.
But
If they choose to buy it, that's on them. They won't feel like they want to support her, then hey, it's their money, not mine. So I can't. I don't know.
if
I
they're
don't. I don't be bothered. I don't give a shit. I don't listen to that shit. So
no, like I
you
don't
know,
listen to it
I
either.
keep it
But
moving.
I think it says something though, right?
It says
Like,
something about those particular people,
but
but you know,
what if your number one demographic is black women? Does that say something about black women as a whole, or is it just those particular black women? Like,
it's
what do you
just
think?
those particular black women. Because black women on the whole is doing their thing. They increasing their home ownership. They out there getting presidential nominations. They out there starting their own
Who getting
businesses. So
black women getting presidential nominations?
vice president, you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Who
Go Kamala.
who
Yeah.
what black woman is
And,
getting vice presidential nominations?
huh?
What black woman is getting vice presidential nominations?
Kamala identifies black.
No, she
So it
don't.
is what it is.
Who are you talking
Yes,
about?
she,
That Indian American?
well, whatever. She's a minority still.
Yeah. Oh, UPOC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She represents whatever. I'm part Indian. You didn't know? Shit. My grandfather was part Cherokee. He
Part,
is. He was
part
part
Cherokee.
Cherokee.
You mean
Yeah.
parts for a Jeep Cherokee?
No, he was part Cherokee. You know what? I'm gonna tell my mama on you because you're trying to talk
You know
about
what?
her father.
I wanna talk to Mama Rashida. That's who I need to speak to, so I can get the facts, so I can get the truth, so I can get to the
Oh, wait,
bottom of this.
she ain't gonna remember. So
Mm. Well, let her speak for herself. You trying to hold her back, trying to suppress her voice. You sound like an oppressive regime.
anyway, moving right along.
Okay.
No, because she likes to talk too much.
You don't say. Why? What makes you think that?
Because I know her. She been my mama all my life.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, here's the deal, Miss Rashid. We're gonna get some more calls in, but I definitely,
For what?
because I want to get some more
So what?
opinions on this matter. Because
You done had the best opinion already, so what else you need?
my opinion, of course, I love my opinion. I think
No,
my opinion
not
is
your opinion. My opinion when I had to correct you and let you know what was really going on. Huh? Hey, I still hear that squeaky chair. You ain't gathered enough money to get that shit fixed.
I kept this chair squeaky just for you, just because I know you're gonna call, and I get extra postured, and I do extra movements just when you call, because I know that you enjoy it. It's like ASMR. I know you into that shit, so I do this just for you.
All right, I'm gone then. Y'all take care of everybody. Y'all have a blessed evening.
All right, Miss Rashida, I appreciate you jumping off the den this evening.
Biden and Harris 2020.
Oh, I'll talk to you in the Discord about that.
All right,
All right.
cool. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the den this evening? I guess just put the number up here. That helps too, huh?
Hello, Mr. Honch. Frost here.
Frost, what's going on, baby? What's the motherfucking deal, Mr. Frost? How you doing this evening, sir?
Good, sir, as usual.
Good, good, excellent, excellent. So, what's on your mind, Mr. Frost? Where are the good black female role models, in your opinion?
The good black female role models. That's mostly that's kind of a tricky question to answer because everyone always has their own opinion about who they look to as models. I mean, some would say Oprah, some would say Oprah, but given some of the things you see nowadays, many not say her. Many would say Beyonce, but everybody knows the damn lie. So when it comes to female role models, it pretty much depends on who you look to, because you ask that question to 10 people, you get like 11 different answers.
I agree. I definitely agree. Well, in your opinion, like, what are your opinions as far as what do you think? What do you think matters? What do you think is important in a role model?
Some of the things that I think are important in a role model is pretty much women who like inspire, women who like inspire for the good, women who like inspire for the good reasons, who actually encourage people to do good things, do good things, and be better, be better people, cause everybody knows, cause for some women you'll have like you have like these young girls who like look up to you, and your main goal as that person's role model should be like, basically, if you could do good things, stay true to yourself and all that, then maybe you can do, maybe you can do what I do one day, or even better.
So you say 11 different people, and you get 11 different answers. What is your answer? A singular individual. If you think ideally, an ideal role model, who would you lean towards?
For me, in my own personal opinion, like I said, as far as a role model goes, like I said, actually, when it comes to like I said, pretty much when it comes to like my overall role model, like my hero, it pretty much goes to a guy. It pretty much goes to a guy named Sean T.
Hmm. So you're a fan of Sean King?
Yeah, cause no, Sean, no, Sean, no, Sean T, no, Sean T. Sean T. He's a celebrity trainer who's created all these
Oh,
exercise programs that I've done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I know you're talking about. Okay, the Beachbody
Yeah,
guy.
cause he's the guy. He's the guy who created programs he's the guy who created programs like size T25 and Vicinity.
Okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen Shanti. He looks crazy during the quarantine because his hair was growing out, and they had him. One of his ads popped up on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "What the hell is this shit?" And it looked crazy because he had hair, and I realized who it was. Okay, well, like, what is about Sean T? Is it just the work ethic, or like what is it in your opinion about Sean T that makes him a good role model?
The thing about Sean T, one pretty much what makes him my role model is it's just pretty much the thing. It's not. It's Of course, I could pretty much chalk it up to me doing his programs and how he's like changed me physically and mentally. But it's just some of the it's just the things that he does and the things that he says. It's just the things that he does and the things that he says. He just has like this positive vibe and aura about him that pretty much changed me. And also his words of encouragement is basically like never give up, dig deep and stuff. And also pretty much like I said, I often like I said, I always say, and he's also the one who inspired me to come up with that whole, because I always tell people that I like to consider myself like, the man of a thousand compliments, because I have a way of complimenting people and uplifting people, and like saying it in different ways and saying like saying it in different ways and stuff. like I said before, he's the one who inspired me to come up with the whole man of 1,000 compliments thing.
Okay. That's interesting. So you said that he helped, physically transform. Did you get fit? Did you lose some weight? What? How did he, help make the physical change?
Well, I follow this pro. Like I said, pretty much, I follow this pro. Pretty much, I follow his programs. I follow his programs. Listen to his work. I follow his programs. Listen to his work. Listen to his words. Listen to his words of encouragement. Like I said, he changed me physically, but more along lines, he changed me. He changed me mentally.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. And the mental aspect is very important because I mean you don't do anything without having the right mindset first. So that is very important. Okay. Um, if you were to look, like I said, across the aisle at the opposite sex, what would you think would be an ideal black female role model? If you were to say, hey, or if you were to encourage a young lady for someone to look up to, who would it be in your opinion?
Well, like I said, as far as female role models go for like the girls to look up to, like I said, I can't really think of too many off the top of my head because there's a lot to name. But if I were to like name one off the top of my head, I would have to say someone like Michelle Obama.
Hmm. Okay. Well, what is it about Michelle Obama that I think it's a good template for women to
Oh,
follow?
Michelle Obama. I pretty much say Michelle Obama is because like I said because much like the things I've listed before, like I said pretty much she's positive, she's uplifting, she's positive, she's uplifting, she cares for people, she never gives off any of the wrong vibes, and it's like and most and more importantly, unlike most people, she actually cares.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I have no real further questions. Anything else that you would like to add to that?
Uh, well, as far as that. Well, I said, well, as far as as far as this whole thing goes, I honestly think, as far as this whole Miles, I honestly think, and look, I'm gonna say this, look, as far as that walk video goes, when I heard people talking about the video, I honestly thought that people were really blowing that video way out of proportion because they were saying all these things like, oh, this is degrading women, this is doing this, this is doing that, and all I pretty much said was that it's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's just another ass video, and also pretty much that like I said, anyone who's freaking out on that video clearly have not seen anything about, clearly have not seen or heard anything involving Lil Kim or Madonna. I mean,
yeah, I feel you on that. I just don't think Lil Kim or Madonna had all that ass, fabricated or not, in their videos. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe the booty butt cheeks is what's surprising people.
but like I said, but pretty much, butt cheeks are pretty much been a staple of women's music for so many years now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But who do you think is worse? Who do you think perpetuates the degrading music more? Do you think it's men or women?
Well, as far as men and women goes, like I said, it's pretty much a two-way street. But the way I see it happen was that I really feel that it was men. I really feel that it was men who. Excuse me. I really feel that it was pretty much men who started pretty much men who started this, because as that last caller says, we always have them songs like pop. We always have songs like pop that coochie and stuff. That's pretty much. Then there came people like Snoop people like Snoop and all them. But then like I said, but then over time, as I said, then there was people like Madonna, then there was people like Donna and Lil Kim. Then it basically just evolved into them just degrading themselves. So that's the thing about us. That thing about us men, we may have started, but the women they extended on it.
Yeah. They've definitely taken the baton and ran with it. Some of the things they say is a bit more grotesque than some of the fellas. It's definitely very interesting. Okay.
Yes, but but if there's one thing I never understand about women is that one thing I never understand about most women is that I really feel is when it comes to stuff like women. One thing I never understand is that why is it that when it comes to a man, if we call a woman a bitch, it's a derogatory term, but when a female runs around saying like, oh, I'm a bad bitch and stuff, then it's supposed to be cool. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a questionable thing. It's one of those double standards again where, that's what I say. Where I understand where people feel like, well, they can say it, why can't I? It's one of those situations. Women, they identify with each other. Oh, that, hey, bitch, and that's my bitch, and all this other stuff. You say something as simple as a man is, oh, it's bitch, and people lose their shit. It's not even that big a deal, But people start getting mad, so. But it is. I agree. Like it's just that double standard thing again.
Yes, as a yes and like I said, I know you got other calls to get to. So I'll pretty much just like end on this. As far as this whole role model thing goes, it's like I told you before. You ask 10 people who role models are, and you get like 11 different answers. So the only thing I would have to say like to those young people out there, all I would pretty much have to say is pretty much one, like I said, just try to look, like I said, whoever you're into, fine. Whatever you're into, fine. Whatever you're into, fine. You do you. But just make sure you're looking to like the right person. Because if you're looking at someone like Michelle Obama, that's kind of a good example. But if you're looking at somebody like Cardi B, it's pretty much one of those things where it's best to listen. It's fine to listen to them, but do not replicate. It's best to listen to them, but do not replicate them.
Okay. So do you think people can really listen to that without being influenced, or young women can?
Yes, you could. That's basically what I was saying. Yes, that's basically what I was saying. You could listen to whatever whatever you want, because at the end of the day, music is music. All I'm pretty much saying is it's best to listen. It's best to listen, but not to replicate. Especially when it comes to Cardi B.
No, man, definitely. That's, well, unfortunately, like I said, it's one of the most popular female artists. So people are obviously replicating. It is what it is. But that's a bad. Okay, well, Mr. Frost, I appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate you, sharing your thoughts with us this evening. Don't anybody emulate Cardi B. Don't do that. That's the worst decision.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you have a good evening, sir. I appreciate you calling.
All right, All
right. Shout out to Mr. Frost. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho?
Mr. Real Talk, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just sitting here in an empty building.
Why are you in an empty building?
My job.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, what's on your mind, Mr. Real Talk? What do you think about the state of black female role models being promoted in America?
I think the state of the black female role models is the state of the role models in general. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, or what. Come on, me and you had this conversation. Look at the Catch Me Outside girl.
Bad Baby.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sure, whatever. Like, if you go off of what the media or social media wants you to believe a role model should be, the ones that make controversy are the ones that's going to be publicized.
Right.
The ones that don't won't be mentioned. That's why I sent you them two names I gave you. Look up them two females right there. One is the first black female to ever get a Michelin star restaurant. And the other one is a black female who's not only an inventor, not only an artist, a songwriter, she's also on a dean of boards for education. Two very great role models never get mentioned in the news.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. I know why they don't get mentioned, real talk, and I think it's actually very simple. Them bitches can't twerk. So I mean, so what do we wait.
The entrepreneur,
yes.
the board of educator.
Yes.
He's also a DJ.
That bitch might can't twerk. Goddamn. No, but you know, and I'm being facetious. I'm being an asshole. But it's like, this is what I'm saying, because right now what you did is you basically described two very decorated women who've obviously worked hard at their careers and to become leaders in their fields. But the thing that we hear in America, especially when it comes to women, and the other thing is across the board too. I don't think this is just a black woman thing, but I think black women are overly sexualized when it comes to all aspects. Like I say, it's a situation where women use the sex as empowerment. Oh, twerking for freedom. I mean, you see some of these protests; they're out there twerking or sitting there naked.
You mean who is that? Who? What white girl? Put on a fake ass.
What?
And twerked at a music awards show. What was her name again? Someone help me out. She sang the song Wrecking Ball.
You talking about Miley Cyrus?
Yes.
That's terrible. She got chicken ass. And I don't know, Big Mike. I don't fucking watch Jeopardy like that. Alex Trebek old as shit. I don't want to be watching the show when he clock out. It's my fault or something. But you know, and my thing is it's just like, why do you think that? Why is society trying to push, liberation for women as like sexual freedom? Again, like you said, you just listed two women who are very decorated in their fields, and I don't think any of them probably put being able to twerk as one of their most important skill sets. Because this is the thing, like I say, all this goofy shit. Like, why? What is it? What do you think we can do to change the narrative or to change people? Since you say it's role models across the board for everybody, like, does it just have to be in people to want to change, or is there something that we could do as a society to encourage more people to look towards positive role models?
When it comes to changing society, it's just society's going to have to want to change. Mm-hmm. And that's just it. I don't think society wants to change. And you can't say that this is a new thing either. I mean, Nicki Minaj sang Anaconda. Then before Anaconda, we had other people singing other shit. And before women started singing songs, we had the men singing the songs. So, I mean.
But so if the women have kind of taken over the role, like
they're just it's exactly like what she just said. They're just doing what they need to do to make money. Mm-hmm. They know what sells.
Yeah, and I get it. That I get it from the artist's perspective. Got to make the money. But what is it saying about the people, primarily women? Because it's not dudes. I mean, I don't know. Did you go buy a WAP? Did you like? Were you?
I haven't bought music in over 10 years.
No, it's terrible. Were you waiting for it to drop? I mean, did you stream it on Spotify? Or
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
No.
Know if you were checking for it. I know some people like.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, mixtape. Okay, well, I know I wasn't.
Hell no.
You're a man. I'm a man. Were there any fellas in the den? And you can admit it if you'd like to. Were there any fellas out there besides probably trying to look at some ass? And I know y'all. Was there anybody actually checking for the WAP, for the lyricism, for the lyrical content, for any of those things? I would love to know, men, ladies. I'm not talking to y'all right now. We'll talk to y'all in the Discord. Men, were any men out there checking for this Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion or any of their music? It doesn't even have to be this song. Are there any fellas out there who are like getting their mixtapes or listening to their albums? Like, wait, I'm curious because I don't think straight men give a fuck about this music. So, what is it saying about the people who are buying this? If the music seems, it's over sexualized all the way through and through. And I know you can say, well, the stuff you listen to, yeah, it's not that much. But look, I don't listen to that over sexual shit. I listen to, I'm an imaginary drug dealer in my music. I sell lots of bricks of cocaine, and I shoot a lot of people in the music.
Tupac, hi.
Yeah, that's the music I listen to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a fucking.
How's it going, Tupac?
Yes. I'm more of a young Jeezy. I got all that shit. But no, all bullshit to the side. Like, again, like it's primarily women that's listening to this music. Like, do you think it liberates them? Do you think they really feel liberation, or is this like the media trying to convince them of some kind of sinister mindset or something? I don't know. Like, what do you think it really is?
I believe that it's 100%. We've been desensitized to it, so it doesn't really matter anymore. We've been fed it so much that it doesn't even affect us anymore.
This is true.
Because, yeah, I get it as who's buying the music, but at the same time, it's not just the music that's doing it. It's magazines, the TV, a bunch of other shit.
Okay. What's out there? Pardon me, I just thought of another idea for a thing. I got to write these things down when I think of them. So again, like we're kind of in a shitty spot in society. Do you think we're ever going to get better? Do you think we ever really get out of this, or we're just going to continue? Like you said, we're desensitized. So like, does it have to be more shocking to get attention? Because it's all about the attention. Or will it ever get to a point where people realize, hey, we're maybe not doing the best for ourselves by consuming this kind of shit all the time? Like, or do we just kind of wear ourselves out with the shit? What do you think happens?
Either A, there's going to be a major changing turn of event type thing that's going to happen, or B, we're just going to continue down this path. Like, unless something major happens to make people want to change, people are not going to change. When our president can straight up say that he wants to grab a girl by the pussy and he can do what the fuck he wants, and no one gives a shit.
But does that really count? Because did he say that as the president, or did he say that as a guy?
Again, it was just guy talk. I didn't care. Mm-hmm. Did you care?
No, I didn't care.
Exactly. No one gave a shit. Like, people made it a big deal because it made the news. Mm-hmm. But all actuality, people really didn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, and again, part of who it was, because, You have those people who just absolutely, hate everything he does. I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to figure out where to get the grab him by the pussy card at. Like, I would like to have access to that privilege. Like that sounds like a superpower in my book. I'd like to have.
Yes, my superpower is grabbing by the pussy. There you go.
And they let me do it every time. That's a fucking superpower. Come on, man. That would be the greatest power. Nah, fuck that. Grab something.
And if you wonder why we're having this conversation right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing, though, right? That's what the women are telling me to do. They're telling me to do. By this music, wet ass pussy it's almost like it's currency. The music, fucking for some money, make him buy you some bags. Like the women are selling prostitution, basically. Like the men encourage it, but now the women have become willing participants. You know what I'm saying? What's the phrase I learned? Shout out to Dan the man. He put up a phrase. What is it? Useful idiots. That people that don't even realize that they're promoting. What is it? They have no benefit.
They're promoting their own destruction.
Basically, yes, yeah. And so that's where I think that's where we are. I think with this type of music, that's exactly what it is.
But again, you're trying to say that it's in the music. Mm-hmm. I say it's in society. Well, I mean, look how little girls dress nowadays. And when I say little girls, I mean under 10 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, again, and I guess that's more so society because, again, it's oh, man. See? But, again,
we don't, but you see these kids nowadays and how they dress, and you're like, back in our day, if a little girl dressed like that, they would be beat the fuck out of.
Their parents should be beat the fuck out of. Some of these mothers, and I'm gonna have to agree with you with what 17 was saying. And look, we were talking about this. It's crazy. We were talking about this either earlier today or last night. Matter of fact, it was today because we had some interesting conversations throughout the day. Yeah, like dudes don't do that though. That's a single mom thing. Like, because men, there's no way, especially some of these daughters and shit, there's no way a man would let his child dress like that. Like, a lot of this is single moms trying to make their daughters look cute. Oh, this would look cute. And, trying to make them look like little women because they do it with boys, too. Making them look like the men they used to date and shit like that. So, like, that's a female thing. Men don't do that.
Well, the boy looking like the man they used to date, like, you can't say that that's a single mom thing because the dad will just dress their son how they dress so they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I wear this so you can wear it. But the single mom for the daughter, yes, because dad ain't going to let their daughter dress like that unless dad just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And that's the thing. Like, because I keep talking about it, for those of you who don't know, again, especially when you have that mentality, and that wasn't even a single mom, and she has a terrible mentality when I talked about Scottie Pippen's ex-wife and how she has their daughter out there. Like, I would, look, I don't hit women. I try not to get too aggressive. I really don't like arguing with them too much unless we're on some crazy stuff here in the den. Otherwise, I just won't do it. If I had a child and my wife ever had her in something like what Scottie Pippen's wife had their daughter and then post that shit on the gram, like they would need a Texas Equisearch, like on some real shit. It would be there's no fucking way. But again, fellas, you gotta know what you're skeeting up in and what you're getting out of it, because you fucking get with these dingbats because they look good. These are the motherfuckers who are going to be around your children when you do have children. They're just going to pass that dingbat bopper mentality on to them. So don't be surprised, if you hear not only news about Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, but his daughter within the next 4 or 5 years. And unfortunately for him, that's some of the decisions that he made.
But isn't that the same shit that we've been talking about for years? Guys will go out looking for the girl dressed like this, but second their daughter dressed like this, they freak out.
Yeah, and that's what I say though. But again, like I said, it's and that's where it all starts. I think we go back to we can go back to the family, and then people always, we'll talk about the exceptions. But I think as a whole, I think if you get back to having that familiar structure, that you start to minimize some of these problems. Because again, I think, like I say, with men, there's just certain things that they would not accept. And I think having that in the home and, young women seeing this and seeing that standard, they wouldn't entertain this stuff. But again, like I say, that there's this epidemic. I'm not saying, we got to clarify because I've learned something from the Discord. We have these conversations. Not all, in any of this stuff, I'm generalizing. So not all. There's always exceptions. But that tends to be more of a woman thing, especially you have a lot of single women who are kind of finding themselves again, single mothers if it's fresh out of a divorce or whatever the relationship you're trying to find. It's a thing. It don't sound good. People don't want to hear, but it's fucking true. And so, like I say, the daughter seeing how mom is interacting with these dudes, and if mom is, doing the shenanigans and encouraging shenanigans, then of course the daughter's going to do it. And if the mom's, she's not going to see anything wrong. Well, she's just a young girl. Like women don't see things wrong with certain stuff that men see, like with their kids, because they were allowed to do so. They don't think it's you're just limited, or they feel limited in a lot of ways in society. So when you say certain things, they just feel like you're just trying to. But it's not. It's like what women have to understand is like fuck. I know men because I'm a fucking man, and I know how men are going to react, and you're setting yourself up for failure. Like you're in whether it's fair or not, like it's about the outcome you get on it. So I think a lot of women don't get that shit when they're talking, well, you trying to tell me how to dress, or I should be able to dress like you. Yeah, you can dress however the fuck you want to, but accept responsibility when certain things happen. And I'm not saying that you should be raped, but it's like the world is unpredictable. Motherfuckers are going to do certain things, and you can't control them. Not everybody plays by the rules. So if you fucking, dangling some fucking meat in the lion's cage, well, don't be surprised what happens next.
But with that said, I'm going to jump off here, let you get on to someone else.
Okay. Well, Mr. Real Talk, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts this evening.
You take care, man.
All right, Mr. Real Talk, appreciate the call. Now, got off on a little tangent there. So here's my deal, right? Yeah, I got some crazy stuff going on in the chat, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of these women get converted, Big Young. Just look at Aisha Curry. It's that red table. That red table fucks people. I just figured it out. That red table is a skank table. You touch that red table, you're going to turn into a whore. That's what it is. Think about it. Aisha Curry was sensible, seeking attention. Touched that fucking red table, and now she's out there dressing like a skeezer. When you're supposed to be a married Christian woman and you promoted all that stuff, I'd never dress like that, and I'll never do it. And then she touched the red table, and now she's out there skanking it up. God damn. That fucking red table will get you entangled. You better not touch that bitch. Let's see. But yeah, man, like I said, it's like it's kind of like that. But it's like I say, no, you think I'm joking. I'm dead serious. That red table is the devil's table. Y'all already know Jada was into some weird shit. Y'all already know she looked at that table might do seances on that bitch and fucking sex spirits and shit. I don't know what's going on. But seriously, yeah, like here's the deal, man. When it comes to stuff like that, this is a thing. And like what I was just talking about, I kind of talked most of the call, so I apologize for that, Mr. Real Time. But like, when it comes to that thing, like the dressing thing, that's a weird thing, right? Because, men and women see shit so different. And that's kind of part of where we're going with this, like the role model thing, right? Because women want to be able to dress like Cardi B and all these other motherfuckers, but they expect to be treated like fucking, I don't fucking know. I guess like Michelle Obama's President Washington get like super high quality treatment. Fucking, they still treat Oprah like shit. They fucking wouldn't let her in that store. You got all that fucking money. But, you know, my thing is like, you don't realize what's out there. So you may think, I should be able to wear whatever I want to. Yeah, absolutely. You should and you can, right? But why do women wear certain things? Think about it, like a lot of women wear low plunging neckline shirts or whatever to expose cleavage. Well, why are you exposing your cleavage? It's not to fucking let the titties breathe. That ain't fucking, I mean, maybe it is. You might have some under tit stink, but that ain't the point. You're promoting. Like, be serious. Like, you're promoting. It is what it is, right? You're promoting yourself to look a certain way for the attention. But what happens is you get the bad attention. And then that's when it's a no-go. That's when it's no good. You know, shame, right? But, and the women in here in the den have said it themselves. So it's like, I don't want anybody to say that's not true. You can get that same attention. You can get that negative shit from you can get the same attention from a guy who you don't find attractive, and it can be the exact same thing being a guy who you do find attractive. And you can respond differently. And what happens is, you know, women may wear certain things, do certain things, hoping to go get that attention. And when they're in their mind, the attention they're seeking is coming from, you know, the guy you want. But then you go out, depending on your environment, whatever you're into, you get the attention from the guy that you don't want. Or you catch the attention of those types, the predators, the bad people. So when a man says you probably shouldn't wear that, it's not saying it because of me. It doesn't benefit me. It's saying it for your own good. Like, well, men shouldn't do this. You're right. People shouldn't do this. But people fucking do very bad things, right? And so to me, like, I wouldn't argue myself out of safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what happens a lot of times. Well, you should. Yeah, you should. But guess what? All throughout here, no matter what the fuck you do, there's going to be people who live outside the law, who are going to break the rules, who are going to do things that you shouldn't do. It's going to fucking happen. And so to minimize the possibility of those things happening, like, this is a suggestion. But you give this suggestion and people fly off the handle, fly off the fucking lid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's wild. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell you talking about, Lady Listen. Yeah, I like the quit eating. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? She don't wear shit. You ain't lying, 12. But that's my thing, man. And so it's like, you're willing to go and, you know, support all this nonsense. But what's the real benefit? You have so many women, again, like I say, just... I think women give other women bad advice, right? I really do believe this. I think that women give other women bad advice. And women don't want to hear advice from men. Most women don't. But I feel like, and this is just my opinion, again, and I understand why y'all don't. I get it. But I feel like the women that do listen to honest men end up living happier lives overall. I hate this nigga Trill. That's all I got to
No,
say.
the question is, why does Honcho Wink and others wear the shirts with the plunging neckline? Hashtag reject the V-neck. Hashtag man cleavage. Hashtag to the na.
Honestly, sounds like you're the odd man out there, Professor Trill. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a neck to have a V-neck. You feel me? That's how that works. You know what I'm saying? You got to have one end there. You can't just have the V with no neck. You feel me? So, here's my thing, man. Fucking savage Donald Trump. What's the motherfucking deal? So like I say, man, like, And an honest man is a man who wants nothing from you, right? And I don't think that most women have that availability. And so we encourage you, especially when y'all in there with listening to the den men rant and rave about certain things. Um, I mean, y'all need to be soaking up some game. But like, y'all gotta stop listening to like other women about advice on men. Because again, most of the advice from women that you get are like women who are not in relationships, have not sustained quality relationship. You know, people getting marriage advice from motherfuckers who ain't never been married, like some weird shit, right? And so, again, like I think that you have to, yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like these are the role models. But even when Lizzo's ass was out, right? People, oh, you guys are just fat shaming. Y'all are just saying it because she's fat. That's it. Look, I don't mind a big girl. Go big girl. What you gonna do, right? I don't give a damn. You feel me? I got love for women of all shapes and sizes. Now there is a limit, right? There's always a limit. Moderation. But the den was built off of BBW, so I don't mind a big girl. So it's not hating on Lizzo because she's big. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's hating on Lizzo because what the fuck she did was goddamn trashy. And it is what it's like. You do trashy shit and expect people to have to respect you. But then that's the crazy part is there's a lot of people who support that. Like there's a lot of people in America, and I believe shame is important. There's a lot of people in America who feel like you should just be able to do any and everything and nobody should say anything about it. Shame is important. People need to be shamed for their actions. Shame is what keeps shit regulated. When you remove the shame from these actions, the shit is just going to get out of control and it's only going to get worse. But again, you got people who just want to live reckless, hedonistic, off the wall, ridiculous fucking lifestyles with no consequences. But even if consequences aren't, legislated in, there will always be fucking natural consequences. And that's what people don't fucking understand. Like, again, when you overdo anything, there will always be consequences. Oh yeah, definitely don't want nothing to do with that. But again, like I say, it is what it is. My deal is the things that are being pushed to the forefront. Even though, like I say, I don't believe Cardi B is black. She's associated with black culture, the rap music, whatever. But I'm looking at all the female artists now, and we talk about, well, what about Lil' Kim and what about Foxy Brown? Well, what about MC Light? What about fucking Queen Latifah? What about fucking the female rappers who weren't like that? Even the Brat. Well, we know what's up with that. She had that one video though. But like, didn't make music talking all fucking crazy and ridiculous like this. You always have like one song album that may be on some woo woo shit or whatever, but it's like what happened to the point where maybe there's some underground. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like checking for female rappers. I'm not checking for rappers, period. So if something stumbles across my radar and it's good, then I start listening. But I don't really go out in pursuit of rap music. So I don't know if there are female rap. I know somebody named that there was a couple of conscious ones, but I haven't really looked into it. But for the most part, what gets promoted is the bullshit, right? The bullshit, the over-sexualized, you fucking stripping and rapping at the same time, basically. Like, it's bothersome because, again, like I say, to find things, you have to look. And some people need to be shown. Like, some horses need to be led to water, right? Like, it just is what it is. Like, some people don't know how to ask the right question. It's not that they don't know how to ask the questions. They don't realize that they need to ask the questions. Like, and that they have the tools. Like, they don't know the right questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? And how to go from there. Again, like I said, you have the question answer machine probably in your hands or in your lap or somewhere near you right now. Like I said, but we live in this day and age where people want a spoon fed, people want, everything given to them. But here we are. I'm going to be honest. Looking like we are a little drab here, right? So I'm not going to get any calls. Let's say we give it another, we're in about 40 minutes. We'll go about like maybe another 5 minutes. If nobody's interested, nobody's called, we may cut it up a little bit short and then slide into the Discord. Because there's some things I kind of want to talk about, but with the Discord being there, I've been saving certain conversations that because again, like so you can talk a little bit more crazy in the Discord without having to worry about certain things being said. So if you're not a part of that, make sure you're in there tonight. Because there's some good conversations that need to be had. And maybe then some of the ladies act like they don't even want to say nothing. Will chime in and be a part of the conversation. What else was I talking about? Oh, the digital Denfolk meet and greet, right? So we gotta make that happen because, like I say, I think y'all cool. I fucks with y'all. I know we've been supposed to do a meet and greet thing for some time now, but I pull up to that bitch coughing and shit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have a problem, so we'll figure out a way to do it digitally, and maybe put some faces behind some of the names. That we see calling in, or we don't see names we see calling in, that we see in a chat, or we'll put some faces with the voices that we hear calling in. I gotta fucking go to the airport in the morning. I fucking forgot about that. God damn. I should just click. What? So like I said, that's my thing. And I agree with Rashida with what she said. Something about, getting away from entertainment. I think we got a problem, like with entertainers as a whole. Not talk all this shit, but then like watch what happens is, tomorrow some fucking celebrity's gonna do something stupid and we're gonna talk about it then, right? But in reality, it's like we need to get away from all of the celebrity worship. Like we need to get away from all of the bullshit. 'Cause I think it influences people more than some people realize. Like we sit here and say, "Well, I don't care about this person. I don't give a shit," but yet TMZ is one of the most popular shows on TV. The reason these fucking even before the internet, it used to be celebrity gossip tabloid mags. Like when a fucking celebrity wears something and other people show up, these are the original influencers, you know what I mean? And so like you gotta realize that. I don't think most people really do that. Like, I don't care, I don't fucking give a fuck what celebrities doing. I don't really give a shit. I don't fuck with celebrities. Like they don't impact me like that. But your life is being impacted somehow, some way. If someone around you is being impacted by it or they're changing because of celebrity, like it impacts you. It's gonna have some little carryover. But I think we need to get away from all that shit because I think this is part of the problem. Celebrities are not role models. They're out for the money. They're prostituting themselves in various ways, and I'm not even saying in a sexual manner. Like, and again, depending on what you call it, you can define anything as prostituting. But there's no morals. And the reason why they have no shame or morals in putting these things out there because, well, they've already done the discussing shit behind closed doors. They're okay with it now. They don't give a shit. And I mean, this is probably all of them. So, again, like I say, it is what it is. It just bothers me that, shit like this pushed to the top, pushed to the forefront.
Raccoon.
Oh man, I had a good one too. I had a good coon acronym. Fuck. God damn it. I should have wrote that down the other day. But like I said, this is what we're going to do. Let's see, it's about the time, and it's looking like that's what it's going to be. We're going to get ready to slide into the Discord. So I'll put the link in the conversation. If you are not already in there, real quick, let me see. And then we'll chop it up there, and then yeah, so like I say, we'll slide to the yeah, so sorry about that. Make sure I get the right dilly dally. Where's the there we go. So, like I said, yeah, we're gonna slide. We're gonna try to slide to the Discord. If you're not in the Discord is a very integral part of the den. Where the den folk get to chop it up not one-on-one. Usually a lot of group conversations, but again, everybody can kind of chime in instead of the one-on-one calls, and a lot of good conversations in there. If you just want to ear hustle, you want to be in that, you can always do that. Just slide in the chat and just listen in. Everybody is welcome to the den Discord, but just make sure you can handle it, because it ain't for everybody. Appreciate the love, Savage Donald Trump. Appreciate the love, Professor Trill, even though you are a V-neck hater. Don't be a hater. And let's get it. Let me put the link here in the thing. And again, dead folk, I appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm gonna shoot the shit with y'all for a little bit in the Discord, and I'm gonna tap out because I know I forgot I gotta get up early to go to the airport in the morning. So, with that being said, y'all ain't got to go home. I'm encouraging you guys to go to the Discord. Make sure you're following on Instagram, Ed Honcho HTX, on Twitter at Ed Honcho HTX, Den Show Live on Facebook. All the links you need in relation to the channel are found on the description below. So, with that being said, I appreciate you coming through. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. You ain't got to go home, but yeah, y'all just meet in the Discord. Like, y'all want to keep chopping up, just meet in the Discord. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. I mean, it just is what it is. I got to.